Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love college football as much as I do. Okay, moving on to week 1, because week 0 is officially in the books. This game I really wanted to talk about. Florida versus Miami. It's a rivalry. As a Seminole, we don't like either team. But for the sake of this channel and for the sake of college football, I have to go on here and make a prediction. And I've kind of already made the prediction. But I'm going to talk about the underdog for a second. Florida, even when they haven't won a lot of games, they've done one thing really well with Billy Napier. They've run the football pretty well. And I expect them to look to run the football again. And Grant Mertz actually had himself a decent year last year in throwing the football. I think he had, 20 touchdowns, 3 or 4 interceptions. That's pretty good. He led the SEC in completion percentage. And Florida's defense, on the other hand, did not play very good last year. They got pushed around up front a lot by better teams. And, excuse me, they had a problem with dual threat quarterbacks. Guess what Miami has? Cam Ward. Didn't want to come play for us. And I understand why now looking at the Georgia Tech game. I like Florida State. I could say that, okay? But for Florida to win this game, they have to be able to run the football. That is a must. I know they don't have Trevor Etienne anymore. He's off to the Dogs, the Bulldogs of Georgia. And they have Montrell Johnson, but he just had a procedure done on his knee about a few weeks ago. And there's no guarantee, even if he plays, is he going to be 100%? That's the problem. Now, I'm sure Billy Napier's smart. He's going to have other running backs willing to play, and they'll be ready to play. But can you run the football? Miami's run defense was actually pretty solid last year. Now, Miami's pass defense was not very good, obviously. And outside of Rutgers, who runs the football pretty good on everybody, they could not stop that. But outside of that, they were able to handle the run pretty good last year. I expect Miami to be pretty strong up there again, but how strong is the question? The thing is, if Florida could run the football, and because it's a home game for Florida, it's going to help Florida when they play Miami. If Florida can run the football pretty good, and they can put a lot of pressure on Cam Ward and force him into a few turnovers, Florida can win this game. I definitely can see that happening, okay? I know a lot of people are picking Miami, myself included most likely, when I make the prediction video. But if Florida were to win, they have to run the football. They got to eat up a lot of clock running that football. They got to take the Georgia Tech approach against Florida State. You got to dominate the line of scrimmage. You got to run the football, all right? And your defense has to at least they got to get a few breaks. Turnover on downs. They have to hold Miami to some field goals. And they have to put pressure on Cam Ward and make him uncomfortable and make him turn over the football. But the problem is Miami has a good offensive line. Pass protection was not a problem for Miami last year. Just the quarterback play was not very good. So the question is, can Florida run that football? Can Florida get a turnover or two in this game? They can do those things. They can definitely come out on top and upset the Miami Hurricanes and start off 1-0.